Hello everybody, welcome to Red Tool House. On today's video, we're going to get started clearing out some of this forested area here in anticipation of getting some equipment in and getting this excavated down for even more projects we've got going on. So come along, let's start dropping some trees. So in our last several videos, we put this big mockernut hickory on the ground, got 3 really nice saw logs out of it, got those milled up. They're on the air drying rack, air drying for future use. Hopefully be some good flooring for the cabin, second floor cabin, if that ever comes to pass. And then the last video, we used our skid winch and we drug out all the treetop components out of the woods here where we're going to work and made a pile over here. And we're going to process that pile here in a bit. In fact, be part of what we're doing on this video. But we also want to take the time to get in here behind you guys and start dropping some of the smaller stuff. I want to get all the small stuff, the small sapling stuff 6 inches less in diameter. I want to get it down. I want to get it out. And normally I would chip all of that, but we're actually not going to chip this time. We are going to burn. And there's a reason why I'm going to burn. It's going to allow me to move this material quicker. I can get it out of the way, and I'm just not ready to set the time aside to do all the chipping, all the diesel it's going to take, and the time. If I had a team, then I would probably split that up and maybe do some more of that. And really the wood chips I need right now, I need pure wood chips. I need something that doesn't have a lot of green foliage in it. So I'm going to save that chipping opportunity for another time, and so we're going to try to burn. So we'll be burning a lot of green wood, a lot of wet wood, a lot of green leaves. So I'll show you all how we do that here without using any oil, gas, any petroleum products. I don't like, the whole point in buying this place was to clean it up. I don't need to start reintroducing junk into the soil. So we're going to burn that as naturally as possible. So we'll get into that here in a second. So the first thing we need to do is, of course, locate the spot where we're going to have our brush pile to burn and not set the woods on fire. And of course get in the way of what we're trying to do here. And after looking around, I think what I'm going to do is probably build the brush pile right here. That will allow me to be close to where we're working, because this is where we're pulling the material out of. That will allow me to function still, so I can be beside the brush pile, still on flat ground, and use the skid winch if I need to pull some things out. Still be able to get vehicles back and forth through here. And the thing I like to do most when I've got a brush pile going, I'm going to have it going for a while, is I like to be able to have a pile where I can get around almost all of it with the tractor, with the bucket. That's where a bucket comes in super handy, because since it's green, we're going to burn the center out of this pile. And we're going to want to keep putting the material, kind of pushing it in, flopping it on there. If I try to do all that by hand, that's a lot of additional hand work, getting close to the fire, getting hot. With the bucket, I can simply just keep pushing those unburned elements into the center there where the coals are to get that going. So that's why I don't do it on the hillside or don't do it where there's a lot of uneven ground or something, so I can easily manipulate that pile with the front bucket of the tractor. So you may be wondering, well, why don't you just set this huge pile of brush on fire and there you go? Well, there's multiple reasons. First and foremost, this is still really green. The leaves have just wilted in the last couple weeks. So there's still a lot of moisture in this wood. This brush pile hasn't had a chance to settle, so there's a lot of air inside of that. And if I try to light a fire, it would require tons and tons of petroleum, diesel, oil, hydraulic, whatever. Require a ton of that stuff to try to get it going. And even then, it would be potential to get it going and keep it going would be very, very slim. What I like to do when it comes to burning brush, instead of building up a huge pile and then coming back later and setting it on fire, I actually like to do the opposite. I am going to establish a fire. So imagine just building a campfire right here, get a nice established bed of coals, and then we'll start adding the green material on top. That way that coal bed is the fuel we need to burn up all that green material without having to throw a lot of petroleum product on it. So that's the first thing we're going to do. I'm going to go down off the hill. I'm going to take the tractor down and load up some of our dry poplar slabs that I can cut up into firewood pieces, get a fire going here, and once that gets nice and established, then I can start throwing some stuff on it. So let's go get some wood. Whole gang of turkey going up the hill there. Young. Yeah, so some of these slabs down here, furthest away from the mill, are our oldest, more experienced slabs. I grabbed some of our poplar cutoffs from the workshop from where we made shiplap. So those will really be nice and dry. Look at these sycamore saplings. These things grow so fast. Just growing up through my slab pile here. Little slithery friends are in here, I'm sure. Alright, so we'll start with some clean cardboard. The young men living in the house, we seem to get our fair share of pizza boxes, so always a good fire starter. All right, so I'm going to let that just get a little more established. It's already got a lot of good coals going. And then we'll be ready to start throwing some brush on it. So this could be a smoke 'em if you got 'em opportunity. This could be a dance around the fire like a godless heathen. Or this could be take a water break and then go ahead and start cutting down some stuff and get it staged here to toss on. I think I'm going to go with option 3. I can feel the heat rolling off of that thing. She's ripping pretty good. And it was funny. I thought, well, I'm going to wait till this afternoon to do this work because this area will be completely in the shade. And wouldn't you know it, the way the sun's lined up this time of year, sun's shining right through my crack. Every tree that I fell just opened up the canopy right in line with the way the sun's coming. So I've been in the sun all afternoon. Oh well. So the plan, or what I've been trying to do, or thinking in my mind, is to kind of make an alleyway that I can get back in here. If I get this last dead pine picked up, I could even get the tractor back here if I needed to and continue to fish some of these things out further back. I'm taking the poplar down first, poplar that's too small to mill. So this guy's going to come down, this guy will come down. There's another beech tree, hateful things. Love them for producing mass for the pigs, but when it comes to cutting brush, these things, it's like wrangling an octopus. But I've got several beech trees in here. Those will come down, and then I'm leaving behind the maple. So maple, and white oak. That's another poplar, two poplars, scruffy looking poplar there. Another decent, so that's right, that's the one of the hickories. Yeah, so poplar, I think a pig nut hickory. Can't see the leaves. Shagbark right beside it. Anyway, the ones that will be firewood, I'm going to drag those out further, and then we'll get them past the little dam abutment driveway thingy. Get them to another part of the yard there where I can leave for firewood, and then when we get to doing sawmill logs, same thing. Either to go ahead and take them on down to the mill, or just get them staged out of the way on the other side of the little dry pond there. And that way we'll be able to kind of sort things. As I drag it out, cut the tops off, put it on the fire, and then if it's firewood, go put it in the firewood staging area. If it's all burn, like a small poplar, then just go ahead and put it on the fire, just like that last one I drug out. And yeah, do it that way. And anything that's ready for the mill, then we'll make a pile there. So I think it'd be a good way to get in here. And then the plan is to go this way and to this way a bit. So there's not much more this direction. From the brush pile down, there's probably about 6 decent sized trees. And then there's a line from this, you guys probably can't see that. There's a pine tree there, Virginia pine, that'll be the line. And kind of run a line from there back to the side by side. So you can just imagine a imaginary line there. All the trees will be cleared out. And the game plan is to go all the way back to the little watershed back there. Yeah, so check this out. Now that I've gotten some of this smaller stuff down, opened up the visibility a little bit better. Get back here, then we'll turn back around. You can see now, granted it is a wide angle lens, so it's not as far away as it looks. But if we can take the overburden from, where's our Virginia pine? Yeah, so Virginia pine's it's in a cluster with another, so this guy right here. So you imagine a line from there down. We're going to take this overburden, which is it's substantial. It's tough to tell. Let's get the camera level. There, the camera's level, so the slope, the tractor's sitting on flat, of course, and there's a constant slope that goes right past it. So what we'll do is we'll cut sharper angle, overburden over, and fill in. So hopefully we'll make this level with what the tractor's sitting, and then this area will be brought up. So the big hickory here, that will be a slope that's building up right on the face of it, and we'll try not to kill it. I don't want a bunch of stuff against it. Bring the slope up and then table back here. So why am I doing this all right now with this much effort and when I've got 16 other projects to do? Well, that's a very good question. If you follow us on Facebook, or if you saw our community post this week, well, whatever week it was, I never know when these videos are coming out. So a week ago or 2 weeks ago or sometime in the past, I posted on our Facebook page and posted on our community and YouTube a little teaser picture of 2 big pallets were unloaded and put in the barn. So what that is, that's actually a brand new Norwood HD36 sawmill. So it's a major upgrade from what I have now. I have the LM29. Well, I've discovered over the last 6 months to a year, the position where I have the mill now, the LM29 now, is almost big enough to do everything I want with that size mill. Almost. It sometimes gets a little tricky with staging logs and actually loading logs. HD36, ain't no way. The shed design, not going to work. All that stuff is just no good. So since that footprint is only as big as it can be, because hillside and hillside in the front, hillside in the back, I'm going to relocate. And this is my next logical spot. I don't have a lot of flat ground, so we're going to try to make some flat ground. And the neat thing about that is this could be a much larger, not only sawmill area, I think the mill and the mill shed would be somewhere right here once we get this filled in and compacted. And then again, like I said, all this overburden is going to come over, so it should make this a nice wide area. And behind you guys, that's up the valley, so that's where I bring logs out. So just 20 feet of road I can connect to my existing road systems. So logs won't have to come down to the mill and the old mill spot and come back up. I can just zip them right up here. So we can have log staging here all the way back around to where the watershed is. Sawmill, air drying, staging, firewood, all that type of stuff. Eventually solar kiln if we can get enough trees opened, although kind of on the wrong side of the valley. But that's a whole nother discussion. But this is going to become the new Red Tool House sawmill station. That's the plan, at least, Lord willing. So that's what we're going to try to do. And getting these trees out, of course, is the first step. Helps me visualize it, and helps me maximize my rental time when I bring a piece of equipment in. So we'll feature all that, of course. Well, all right. Thank you all so much for watching. I pray you have a great week. Take care.